Good morning. We'll take up the lesson Quality written by John Galsworthy. John Galsworthy is an English novelist and a playwright. Through his writings, he campaigned for a variety of causes including prison reforms, women's rights and animal welfare. He won the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1932. He has written so many books. Some of his books are The Man of Property, The Silver Spoon, The White Monkey, and he is well known for the series of his novels, that is the Forsyte Saga. Okay, now coming to the lesson quality. What do you mean by the word quality? Yes, quality is the level of excellence. We come across people selecting different professions. So whatever the professions they select, they put up their skills. They try to excel in that by doing lot of hard work. So they need to be perfect in the work which they do it. Now here we have a lesson quality in which we come across a person, that is Mr. Gessler. He is a German shoemaker who has settled in London, and we'll read in this lesson how he devotes his life to his art. Okay, now let us read the lesson. I knew him for the days of my extreme youth because he made my father's boots. He lived with his elder brother in his shop, which was in a small by street in a fashionable part of London. Now see the meaning of the word by street. By street means narrow lane. So here I knew him. I refers to the author Galsworthy. I knew him. Okay, he knows the man. Him for the days of my extreme youth. So when he was youth, when he was in young age, he knows the person because he made my father's boots. So why he knew him? Because he has made his father's boots. So who is that person? He is Mr. Gessler. He lived with his elder brother. So Mr. Gessler, he lived with his brother in his shop. Okay, he had a shop, there he lived, which was in a small by street in a fashionable part of London. By street refers to a narrow lane. So in the narrow lane, their shop is there, and there Mr. Gessler and his brother, both of them live. And the author knows him because the author's father's boots has been done by this Mr. Gessler. The shop had a certain quite distinction. Distinction means difference. Okay, there was a lot of difference in that particular shop. There was no sign upon it other than the name of Gessler's brothers. So only on the shop you can see only just Gessler's brothers. Now no other sign was there on that shop. So that is the difference compared to the other shops. And in the window a few pairs of boots. And you can see in the window, children, only few pairs of boots are there. He made only what was ordered, and what he made never failed to fit. To make boots, such boots as he made, seemed to me then and still seems to me mysterious and wonderful. So here the author says that whatever the boots which Mr. Gessler has made, they are perfect. They fit whatever the size which is given, they fit to it. So they are absolutely perfect. And he thinks that how wonderfully he makes the boots. I remember well my shy remarks one day while stretching out to him my youthful foot. Isn't it awfully hard to do, Mr. Gessler? And his answer given with a sudden smile from out of his redness of his beard. It is an art. So here you can see the sentence, it in inverted commas, it is an art. So it is in German accent, it means it is an art. So I remember well my shy remarks one day. So one day this author, who is the author? John Galsworthy, he went to the shop, and what he did, he stretched out his foot, and when he stretched out his foot, the Mr. Gessler, he takes the measurement of the foot. And isn't it awfully hard to do, Mr. Gessler? So what is hard to do it? Hard to make the shoes or the boots or the whatever he is ordering. So he says that isn't it hard to do it? So perfectly it should fit. Okay. So and his answer given with a sudden smile. So Mr. Gessler, with a sudden smile on his face, he answers saying that it is an art. So it is an art to do the skill. So whatever is ordered, how much size he wants, whatever the leather color, everything, all that measurements, everything Mr. Gessler takes, and with lot of skills and perfection he does the work. Okay. It was not possible to go to him very often. His boots lasted terribly, having something beyond the temporary, some essence of boot stitched into them. So here we come across two difficult words. One is lasted terribly. Lasted terribly is lasted very long. Essence means substance. So here it was not possible to go to him very often. For whom it was not possible to go very often, it is the author. So who is the author? John Galsworthy is the author. So for him it was not possible to go very often because whatever the boots which are made by Mr. Gessler lasted very long and having something beyond the temporary. So they are beyond the temporary, they are permanent. The shoes which are made by him are lasted long. And some essence of boots stitched into them. Essence refers to the substance. Some substance, he kept some substance inside the boot so that it lasted long. And the leather, the quality, whatever he uses, they are very good. So, and he made it very well, very skillfully he made it, and they lasted long. One went in, not as into most shops, but restfully as one enters a church, and sitting on the single wooden chair waited. So, normally to a church, people go and they sit on the wooden chair and pray to the God. Here one went in. So to Mr. Gessler's shop also one entered in, and not as into most shops. So it is compared to the other shops. Whereas the other shops, so many people entered into the shop and they purchased the things. But to Mr. Gessler's shop only one entered in and sitting on the single wooden chair. So they used to enter into the shop and they used to sit on the wooden chair. And they used to wait for Mr. Gessler to come down. A guttural sound and the tip-tap of his slippers beating the narrow wooden stairs, and he would stand before one without a coat, a little bent in leather apron with sleeves turned back, blinking as if awakened from some dream of boots. So guttural refers to harsh and grating sound. Okay, wooden stairs. So he used to come down from the upper stairs, wooden stairs, and he would stand before one. One refers to the customer. He would stand before the customer, and he used to bend his body. So his body is a little bit bent. That shows that he is aged. And he would stand before one without a coat. Without a coat, he used to stand a little bent and he wore a leather apron with sleeves turned back, and the sleeves of his shirt they turned back, blinking as if awakened from some dream of boots. So blinking means he was blinking his eyes and his face was as if he got up from the dreams of boots. So why it is referred like that? Because in the upstairs, he and his brother, both of them, they do the boots. And he's doing the boots with lot of concentration, with lot of skills, and he's still in that mood and he comes down. So that's why it is said that as if awakened from some dream of boots. Now, and I would say, so here who went inside to Mr. Gessler's shop? It is the author who went inside. And I would say, how do you do, Mr. Gessler? Could you make me a pair of Russian leather boots? Okay, so he asked him. So first of all he asked, how do you do? And then, can you make a pair of Russian leather boots? So for that, the reply from Mr. Gessler will see. Without a word, he would leave me, retiring whence he came, or into the other portion of the shop, and I would continue to rest in the wooden chair, inhaling the incense of his trade. So here we come across two more words, children. So retiring is going back. Whence refers to from where. Okay, inhaling is breathing in. Incense refers to smell of the leather. Now, so without a word, so here the author is sitting on the wooden chair. So without giving any sort of reply, this Mr. Gessler used to go back. Retiring means going back. So where he'll go back? He'll go back from where he has come. So he has come from the upstairs. So he'll go back. He went back or into the other portion of the shop. So he had two portions. One is ground floor, the other one is the upstairs, that is the first one. So he went to the other portion of his shop. So he did not give any response to the author. Without giving any response, he just left him there and he went to the other portion of his shop. And I would continue to the rest in the wooden chair. So I would. Who is this I? I is the author. So he used to sit in that chair. So what he did, inhaling means to breathe in. The incense of his trade is the business. Incense refers to the smell of the leather. So he used to sit there and he used to smell the leather. And he used to sit there till Mr. Gessler comes. Soon he would come back. So immediately Mr. Gessler, he used to come back, holding in his hand a piece of gold brown leather. So what did he bring? So in his hand he had a gold brown leather he had. With eyes fixed on it, he would remark. So eyes fixed on it means if the leather if he brings, he looks at the leather and he says, what a beautiful piece. So here this is the German accent, children. It means what a beautiful piece. When I too admired it. I too refers to even the author also looked at that brown leather and he too admired, means yes, it is very nice. And he would speak again. So after the author admires, this Gessler would speak. When do you want them? So here this means when do you want them? Here all the T is as D. And I would answer, oh, as soon as you conveniently can. So here the author says that at your convenience you can give. And he would say, tomorrow, fortnight, or if he were his elder brother, I will ask my brother. So he says, would you like, you have tomorrow or fortnight? So if that man is Gessler's brother, then this elder brother, he would say, I will ask my brother. Then I would murmur, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Gessler. Good morning. He would reply, still looking at the leather in his hand. So the leather which he had brought, that still he admires the leather. And as I moved to the door, I would hear the tip-tap of his slippers going up the stairs to his dreamer boots. So whatever the leather which he had brought, still he admires that leather. Still this Mr. Gessler goes out of the shop. So when Mr. Gessler could hear, sorry, not Mr. Gessler, the author could hear when he was going out of the shop that Mr. Gessler again going back to the other portion of the shop, that is the dream of boots. I cannot forget that day on which I had occasion to say to him, Mr. Gessler, that last pair of boots creaked, you know. So here we come across two difficult words. One is occasion, means chance, and the other one is creaked, made a sound. So here, I cannot forget that day. So here the author remembers the day when he had a chance to say something to Mr. Gessler. That he remembers and he tells us. On which I had occasion to say to him. So he had a chance to say to Mr. Gessler. Mr. Gessler, that last pair of boots creaked, you know. So he says that you have given some pairs of boots. In that the last one creaked. Creaked means it made a sound. He looked at me. He means Mr. Gessler looked at the author for a time without replying. So he was shocked. Mr. Gessler was shocked. So why because he is getting a complaint. As if expecting me to withdraw or qualify the statement. So withdraw or qualify means he looked at him and he was shocked. So he thought that the author will withdraw his complaint. Then said, it shouldn't have agreed. So this is the German accent children. So it means it shouldn't have creaked. The meaning is it shouldn't have creaked. So he says that boot shouldn't have made a sound. It did. I am afraid. So then you got, again you have the German language, this one. You got them wet before they found themselves. So he asked, so before it creaked, did you get those boots wet? Okay, that he asked. So before they creaked, did that boots get wet? I don't think so. So the author says that I don't think so. It did not get wet. At that he lowered his eyes. Lowered his means he just kept his eye. He just put his eyes down, as if hunting for memory of those boots, and I felt sorry I had mentioned this grave thing. Grave means serious. So at that he lowered his eyes as if hunting for the memories. Hunting for the memories means here Mr. Gessler was thinking when he had made the boots. So whether there was any problem, he was recollecting how he had made that boots, why did it creak, that he was recollecting. And I felt sorry. So when Mr. Gessler was recollecting at that time, author felt sorry and he thought that I should not have told him or I should not have complained him about this boots. I mentioned, then Mr. Gessler says, send them back. Them back means send them back. He said, I will look at them. Them means them. So he says, Mr. Gessler says that you send those boots back. I will look at those boots. Now again this one, some boots. So some boots means some boots. He continues slowly, are bad from birth. So he says that when some boots are made from the initial time, they are bad. Means from the initial time some mistake might have been done. That's why they will creak. If I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. So he says that if I am unable to do anything with that, then if I am unable to do anything of that, then I will take those boots back and I will remove the amount from the bill. So he says in that way, if I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. So I will remove the bill from that. Did you understand, children? Yes, the next part of this lesson we'll do in the next video. Thank you.